Hair is an important part of people. People feel inadequate if they both have too much or too little of it, especially in their heads. They buy wigs, hair extensions, hair growers, hair coloring, hair grooming and other hair products just to cover their bald heads, make their hair grow, or just to maintain and make their hair look beautiful. People usually have a different idea for the hair in the rest of their bodies. They usually want it removed, especially women. People now usually want their skin to be smooth and free of skin hair. Schools and military institutions usually have hairstyle regulations with regards to their students and soldiers. Some even have hairstyle regulations for their staff. There are also businesses with hairstyle regulations, especially to those in retail, marketing and other customer-facing jobs. People also regularly cut their hair short, and the bald look is very common these days. Popularized by such bald actors like the action movie leading man Vin Diesel. It is a relief that growing facial hair like beards and mustaches or the famous lumberjack look are also popular these days. For a very long time now, the clean-shaven look has been the popular look. This presentation was created by Joseph Russell Tim Pugison. People are told to remove something that their body naturally creates to protect them. But why? Why hair is very important to people? Hair keeps humans cool and warm at the same time if needed, and protects them from ultraviolet radiation exposure. It keeps insects, dirt, and other contaminants away from human skin if there are sufficient quantities present in the skin. The functions of the hairs in the human head. The hair in the head keeps the head both warm and cool if needed. It also prevents insects and other contaminants from biting or hurting the skin in the head, including the ears. Long hairs also protects the back of the neck, shoulders, ears, and cheeks from the harmful rays of the sun. The National Geographic television show Primal Survivor has clearly shown how important long hair is, when the survivalist host of the show used long hair to protect against the snowy conditions and also used long hair to prevent his eyes from being damaged again by the snowy conditions. It also protects against contaminants such as insects and dirt. Eyelids and eyelashes protects the eyes from contaminants such as insects, dirt, and most especially prevents sweat from dripping in the eyes, which can damage or blind the eyes. Nose hair prevents insects, dirt, and other contaminants from entering the nose and into the lungs of people, which could suffocate them. Ear hair also prevents insects, dirt, and other contaminants from entering inside the ears and damaging the eardrums, which can make people deaf. Mustaches cover the upper part of the mouth and partially the nose. It partially prevents insects, dirt, and other contaminants from entering the nose. It also prevents snot and mucus from dripping or going inside the mouth. The mustache also prevents insects, dirt, and other contaminants from entering the mouth. It also prevents sweat from dripping inside the mouth. Beards warms and cools the face at the same time and prevent contaminants, especially insects, from infecting facial skin. It covers the front of the neck and can be grown to cover the entire front body part, including the legs. People, especially males, are told to cut their hair short and shave their mustaches and beards because they are told it is unhygienic and ugly. They are told that when they eat food, particles are trapped in their mustaches and beards, but this is the natural function of said hairs. The food particles are trapped in the hair because the eater of the food fails to correctly put the food in their mouth. It is not unhygienic because, as explained already, it prevents contaminants such as insects and dirt from harming the skin. It is also not ugly, as proven by the many men who sport mustaches and beards this day, which are popular with women. Some people say long hair is irritating and difficult to manage. This is also not true, as hair is flexible enough to be stylized for comfort. People will only miss their long hairs once they start getting bald. The function of skin hair. As mentioned already, skin hair keeps people cool and warm when needed. It also protects the skin from contaminants such as insects and dirt. It also makes people aware of the air around them. This is especially helpful in situations when the temperature is warm and people need a cool air source. This is also especially important if people are trapped in confined spaces such as caves. It helps people detect air and probably a way out of the cave from which they are trapped. The function of armpit hair. The armpit is one of the warmest part of the human body. It is still debated, but armpit hair functions to keep the warm temperature away from the skin of the armpit. The armpit is also delicate because it is the point of contact between the skin of the arms and the side of the body, and any damage to it will be very painful to people. Armpit hair protects the armpit from contaminants such as insects and dirt which may injure and cause it pain. Most importantly, it keeps your armpit skin from chafing due to the consistent rubbing of your arms and the sides of your body. People are told to shave it because again for hygiene and ugliness concerns, which is not true. It is discussed already that armpit hair protects the armpit skin from contaminants. It is also not ugly because men are not asked to shave it but only women, and there are famous European women who do not shave their armpits. The function of the hair in the buttocks. The buttocks also has a big skin opening, and therefore it also has hairs to prevent insects, dirt, and other contaminants from entering the inside of the anus and infecting it. It also prevents the buttocks from chafing due to the constant rubbing of each butt cheek with each other. The function of the pubic hairs. The pubic hairs also function like the hairs in the buttocks. They also prevent insects, dirt, and other contaminants from entering the vagina and infecting it. It also covers women from their nakedness. A vagina is hard to see in a woman with fully grown pubic hairs and is helpful in situations where a woman has to cover her nakedness in the absence of clothes or other coverings for her sex organs. The trend, however, is to have a very smooth vagina, as popularized by women porn stars, and lately even male porn stars are having their pubic hair shaved. Other things that can be done with hair. The website The Beauty Brains has an article about uses for the human hair which are both common and uncommon. According to them, human hair can be used as wigs, test tresses, gardening mats, clean up oil spills, clothes, furniture, and artworks. The full details are at their website. Based on these, it is financially rewarding to keep your hair long and sell it afterwards. Criminals even steal hair. The website of The Guardian and authored by Homa Khalili last October 28, 2012 reported that in India there are children being tricked into having their heads shaved in exchange for toys. Adults too were being forced to part with their hair in exchange for money, with one woman even forcibly held down while her hair was cut and stolen by criminals. This is due to the high demand for human hair. There are even parlors where people get their wigs stylized. It saves the wig wearer time and money. This is especially advantageous to bald men instead of men with full hairs. They do not have to worry about waiting in line to have their hair cut but just leave their wigs. They also do not have to frequently spend money when their hair gets too long. Full hairs have also more options to be stylized than a bald or short hair. The proof is the numerous hair products in the market today. Even men with very short hairs use some kind of hair styling product to groom their short hair. A lot of things can be attached to full hairs, and not only hair styling products. Pens, small mobile phones, eyeglasses are just some items being attached to hairs. The Trichological Society on their website discusses how human hair is important in determining the health of a person. It discusses a lot of things on how, for example, nutrition affects the hair of people and how hair is used by medical professionals to diagnose sick people. The full details are at their website. It is advisable again that you keep as much hair as possible to help you be diagnosed through your hair as possible. Forensics also study the hairs of dead people for possible foul play related to their deaths. If, for example, a person has been poisoned, then their hair would have a record of what they ate, which could possibly be poison. We should not remove our body hair as much as possible. They have very important uses for our body, both in regards to our well-being and finances. The trend for clean-shaven skin has gone for far too long, and people need to first really study if they need to cut or shave their head and skin before doing it. End of presentation.
Reminder: I may be presenting you correct, incorrect, or intentionally misleading information for my benefit only. I advise you to conduct your own study and double-check this presentation. Thank you for your time. I hope you will continue to watch my other presentations. See you again later.